Hi everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about frequently asked questions regarding Clinita, because you ask me all the time in the messages, here in the comments, about what kind of must-have pigments you should buy, about how to work with Clinita, why I decided to choose Clinita, and these kind of things. So I would love to talk about it today. First question is, how long has Clinita been on the market? Clinita has been on the market since 2012. Clinita Foundation 2012, first sale 2012, and first prototypes are dated 2009. I was talking to one of the owners of the Clinita because I wanted to have exact dates, or at least exact years, and it's unbelievable how long they has been on the market. And this is one of the reasons why they have such a good team of chemists and why their pigments are innovative, because they really care about what's inside, and they also have a lot of experience. And also, as you know, as a PMU artist, what's more than experience? Literally nothing. You learn with the experience, and knowledge and experience is the most precious thing you can have. Second question we are going to talk about is, which famous artists use Clinita? So first, how I found out about Clinita. 2 years ago, or I don't know if it was 2 years ago, I think it's 2023, I saw Magda Telešinska on Vulop in Czech Republic, and she was using Clinita. She won first place in Poland with Clinita. Then she won Vulop in Turkey with Clinita, and then I saw that her work is just different. And this is how I basically found out first time about Clinita. And when I found out about Polish girls, and I found out that Clinita is on their market already for like 5 years, I was like, how this happened? How on earth here in Slovakia and Czech Republic we didn't know about Clinita before? So this is how I found out about Clinita, and then I wanted to talk to the owners. I tested samples, and it took few months till I was 100% sure if I want to become a distributor or not. But when I had the first meeting with the owners, since the beginning, since the first meeting, I knew that these people are the people I want to do business with, because they are amazing, they have the same values as I have, and this is the most precious thing what can happen to you in permanent makeup, and I'm so grateful for them. But let's back to question, who is using Clinita? Who are the famous people who are using Clinita? So, first things first, 2 of the 3 absolutely amazing trainers in Poland who are using Clinita are my trainers. I attended already their trainings. In 2022, I attended Magda Grochulska's training. She's one of the people who is using Clinita for already a few years. Then the second is Magda Telešinska. I attended her course in February this year, so it's almost a year. Time flies by so quickly. And I am going to attend Anna Mroviec's individual class in February. Psst, don't tell anyone. And she is also a person who is, like, she's also one of the people who is using Clinita, and these people have the most beautiful job, to me, in like the whole permanent makeup world, because there's a lot of people who do beautiful job. They do beautiful brows and beautiful lips, but for me, the most beautiful work is the work which looks really beautiful, really natural, and soft at the same time. And there is a lot of people who do beautiful work, but sometimes on Instagram it does not look too natural for me. It looks a bit like more bold and like huge, and I don't like huge brows. So these 3 people are one of the best PMU trainers in the whole world, in my opinion. And they use Clinita for already few years, which was like, to me, such a surprise, because you know, I was using Permablend, I was using Etalon, I was using Quantum, I was using a lot of different brands. I tested like a lot of brands, but I've never found something what I found in Clinita. So this is my long answer to this question. What are the must-have pigments for eyebrows? Clinita has over 64 shades. But you don't have to buy all of them, don't worry. I would say that for eyebrows you need only 4 to 5 shades. So for very light skin toned people with light hair, I would say Wakame plus Truffle is beautiful. If you have older clients with grayish hair, I would say 50-50, it will be perfect. And for people, for blonde clients, for blonde hair, you can use a little bit more Wakame. It's a little bit like warmer color. If you would use Truffle on its own, or if you use a lot of Truffle, for blonde people, I would say it can heal a little bit grayish. Make sure you understand what kind of undertone your client has. Then we have medium brown, which is mocha. It's such a beautiful color. I will talk about it in my future video, where I will talk about every color really in depth, but right now I want to explain what are the really like must-haves. So mocha is a must-have. Wakame truffle, mocha, and then we have another color which is for dark clients, like for example Fits 3, Fits 4, and it's like ganache is dark brown, but I wouldn't maybe use it on its own, because here where I live, I don't have people who are quite like tanned, because we have sun maybe 6 months out of 12 months. So I wouldn't say I would use it by itself, but if your clients are darker, it will be beautiful for them. So ganache is absolutely amazing for brunettes, but sometimes I like to use copper, and copper is a warm orange corrector. Make sure you don't use a lot of copper, because if you use a lot of copper if you put a lot of copper into the ganache, into ganache color, it can be with like a purple undertones, which you don't really want. So use copper, but you don't use a lot of copper. My absolutely favorite mixes for light hair clients, light skin tone clients, are Wakame and Truffle. For medium skin tone clients is mocha plus ganache plus a little bit of copper, and for like a dark types of people, I would say ganache, a little bit of copper, and that's perfect. Some pigments, some shades can be a little bit thicker, because every shade has a different formulation. So based on the ingredients inside, they are different regarding consistency. And for example, mocha is a little bit thicker, so I like to use a little bit of thinner for it. Or you can have 1 cup for pigment and another cup for a thinner. And Rita told me that sometimes she does not like to put thinner into the cup, but she has another cup with a thinner, and sometimes she just puts a needle and it's like a lubricate. She's using it so the pigment does not, it's not gonna stay stuck in the needle. So clean your needle properly and buy thinner, buy copper, and these 4 colors: Wakame, Truffle, Mocha, and Ganache, and you are okay and you can tattoo everyone. How to work with pigments. So now I'm going to talk about how to work with pigments for eyebrows, because I don't think I use like very different technique for eyebrows and for lips, but for eyebrows it's a little bit different. So first things first, I always start from the bottom part and I really saturate the bottom part and body of the brow. My strokes are very close next to each other. I don't use a lot of pressure, but as you can see in my previous videos where I was showing you how to work with Clinita, I really use back and forth movements, and these movements, I put them very close next to each other. I even put one on top of another. I don't know if that sounds right, but I think you know what I mean. you have to put these strokes very close next to each other because you need to put a lot of pigment into the skin. Because Clinita has softer binders, that's why. So, when you are working with Clinita, you can check my previous video where I was talking about it, but make sure to saturate the eyebrows, please, because if you put just a little bit of color, it's not going to stay probably. And some people think that if it's not gonna stay, it didn't stay, that means that the colors are bad, pigments are bad, but they are not bad. We just really need to know how to work with them based on the formulation they have. Next question, must have colors for lips? Oh, this is so hard, because for lips, all colors they have are amazing to me, and I also created a lot of mixes and they look absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to talk only about a few colors, so you don't have to buy like 10 to 15 colors for lips. I would say that really a must-have is mango chutney or pink powder. It's some kind of a velvety, soft, whitish color, which can give you such a beautiful powdery effect if you use it for any other shades which are brighter. Clinita is absolutely amazing because it goes into the skin absolutely perfectly. It goes into the skin quickly, especially for lips. Guys, think about me. When you will work with Clinita for lips, you will absolutely love it. But at the same time, it heals softly, which is absolutely amazing for me because I don't want to create like a lipstick effect for my clients. And let's go back to must-haves. I would say that mango chutney or pink powder, they are quite similar. And then Oriental Lily, it's really like some kind of pinky, Barbie, really beautiful pink color. Then second, what I would say is begonia. It's quite strong. It has also magenta inside, so it's quite strong, and I absolutely love mix Oriental Lily plus begonia. Then what I would also buy is azalea. I would say azalea is absolutely amazing. It's a little bit darker color, but you can also create absolutely amazing shades. I love to use this pink powder or mango chutney for these colors. So I would say if you buy these ones, Oriental Lily, begonia, azalea and mango chutney or pink powder, you are good to go. You can create beautiful mixes. Of course, you can have a look at the website, terezia.store. You will see there is a lot of colors and it's really hard for me to basically choose only a few, but these colors are the ones, the most universal ones for me, and I think with these colors you can create beautiful pinky shades. I am not talking about reddish colors, then they have also hot chili or chili. These are quite red, but me, I personally prefer pinky tones, and with these colors you can create a lot of different pink colors, a lot of different shades, and you can also create quite beautiful powdery effects when you use this mango chutney or pink powder. How to work with pigments for lips? They have different formulation, but in general these pigments go very quickly into the skin and they leave you with such a soft and satin and amazing effect, which I really love. It's some kind of velvety effect, and I think that these pigments can create absolutely amazing effect with, like not with, but in a short amount of time, which is really good for you because you don't have to work for 2 to 3 hours on lips. And I know, and I read all the PMU groups on Facebook, so many of you are struggling and you work for a long time and you are tired and you just want to finish the procedure and you don't want to see the lips anymore, which even happened to me before when I was using different pigments, but with these pigments you will see. You don't have to listen to me, just try. Try a few pigments and you will see and you will remember my words. I really love to use for lip pigments and for lips. I like to use shorter movements, really very close next to each other, because you want to put a lot of color into the skin, but you don't want to clean with the wet cotton pad. Because if you clean, in general, even for brows, if you clean with wet cotton pad, you remove the pigment from the skin. You want to use dry cotton pad. You want to clean quite often, because then when you do it often, that means that you push the pigment into the skin. You don't take it out. That's what you want. So shorter movements, very close next to each other, and don't clean with wet cotton pad. You will see how beautiful it looks. Another question, what do the healed results look like for eyebrows? So here it really depends on what kind of skin your client has. If your client has more oily and thicker skin, eyebrows can heal really soft. Of course, it depends. If your client has thicker skin but not too oily, it can heal beautifully. I had clients which had really like a soft effect, and I also had clients which had absolutely amazing effect. So, more your client has thicker brows, thicker skin and quite oily skin, then you can count on the less amount of pigment in the skin after the healing process. If you have eyebrows and if you have skin with like normal skin without a lot of oiliness and without a lot of, what's the name of it? Without a lot of pores. Without a lot of pores, I'm sorry. Without a lot of pores, then the skin will be probably dry, a little bit more dry or normal. And this type of skin is the best for work with Clinita. I love to use Clinita for all my clients, but sometimes I have to do 2 corrections for my clients which have oily skin. That's it. You know, like, there is not a perfect pigment, and I think I am always transparent to you, and I really love pigments for brows, for lips, for all different types of skin, but sometimes it heals a little bit too soft. But only with the problematic skin and only with the thick skin which is really oily. This is how it heals. And here you can see one of my clients which had beautiful skin, and you can see how amazing it looks. So you can create beautiful brows, you can create quite dark brows if you saturate a lot, and you can also create soft eyebrows. It also depends on what kind of technique you use, and it also depends on what kind of skin you are working with. What do the healed results looks like for lips? So now you can see my client with the fresh work. Here you can see my client after, I don't know, it's 2nd day or 3rd day, I'm sorry, but I don't remember. And the first photo is how the lips looks like almost peeled. You can see that the lips are amazing, color is absolutely amazing, and it's everywhere. Sometimes it happens, but you know, it really depends on the structure of the lips. It can stay a little bit more in the outside area, basically closer to the border, and this part and here, it really depends what kind of aftercare you have, but these parts more inside into the lip, they are a little bit softer. So when you work, you can work a little bit more at these places and you can also use a little bit more pressure, but it also depends on how thick or thin the lip skin is. They heal beautifully, they heal neutral. They heal natural, so don't expect from Clinita really like strong lipstick effect. They have soft binders, don't forget about it. They heal beautifully. Of course, if you saturate it a lot, it can heal also like a lipstick effect. But I prefer natural effects, and they really heal beautifully and softly. Another question, almost last one. Why does Clinita offer a thinner? And when should we use it? So, I prepared 50 reels for you for my Instagram. So I'm going to tell you my script for what is a thinner, because it's amazingly done and I think you will understand everything. So, thinner is a solution used to adjust the viscosity and intensity of pigment colors. It is like a tool to fine-tune your pigments for the perfect application. So, why do we use it? Here are the three main reasons. First one, viscosity adjustment. Some pigments can be too thick. Remember mocha? We can use a little bit of thinner to mocha because it's a little bit thicker. So, if our pigments are too thick for center applications, when we add a little bit of thinner, it makes the pigment smoother and easier to control, and it goes beautifully into the skin. Another thing, color dilution. Want a lighter shade of your pigment? Adding thinner reduces the intensity, making it perfect for smooth, soft and natural result. It means, okay, I will explain. Clinita is using a lot of colorants they put a lot of colorants into the pigments, which means there is a lot of powder, a lot of raw material. It's very good for you because you are not implanting water into the skin. But sometimes, for example, even for lips, for brows, I never use diluent, I never use thinner because I want to make lighter brows. I really love how they stay when they heal, but for lips, the colors are intense. So sometimes you may have to use a little bit of thinner if you want to really create a soft effect, and when you do a swatch and you see that the lip color is quite intense and strong, when you put a little bit of thinner, maybe 1 or 2 drops, it's enough, and it will leave you with a natural effect, but it will still go into the skin perfectly. And third, improve distribution. Thinner helps the pigment spread evenly under the skin. So, this is what I would say the most important regarding thinner, and maybe I can also tell you a little bit about the ingredients. So, common ingredients in thinner include distilled water. Really important is that the water is sterile. That's really, really, really important. Now, glycerin. Some manufacturers, some producers also use witch hazel, and alcohol. These are the main ingredients in thinner, and I think you will understand it right now much better. I think we are going to talk about the last question, and the question is, why Clinita? And what is special regarding Clinita? You guys know me already for almost 2 years. I think that maybe even more than 2 years. And you know I am transparent. And what I need from the pigments I work with and what I need from the manufacturers or producers or like owners in general, I need to know who stands behind the brand, because based on who are the owners, you know what kind of values they have, you can expect how good the product will be. And as I told you today, from the first meeting when I met Clinita owners, and I heard them talking, I knew it's a click. It was like a puzzle, me and Clinita. And it's because I really love the owners, and I am 100% sure they do and they will always do, and they always did the best they could regarding innovation, regarding new ingredients, which almost no one was using before Clinita. They always do something innovative. They always try new pigments. They try new binders. They really use the highest quality materials, raw materials possible. They use different titanium dioxide, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. Okay, white pigment. They always try to find the best powder, which has medical grade and is pure. Because if it's not pure, it can have heavy metals inside in general, and you don't want to implant heavy metals into the client's skin, because from the long-term perspective, it's not really healthy for them. That's why we have REACH. We are also going to talk about REACH in my future videos. But you know, like, to me, the most important thing is that these people they really want to do the best they can, basically. That's what I wanted to talk about. So, Clinita is absolutely amazing. They really care about what's inside the bottle. They never give you different label and inside the bottle there will be like something else, what is really going on in our industry. But you know, you have to make sure you trust the brand, you should trust the person who you talk to, you should trust your trainer, and it's also about transparency, you know, and Clinita is really transparent, even to me, even on our meetings. They always, when they struggle with something, they tell me, oh, Terezia, we struggle with this one, we would like to do it like this, or we would like to change this. Not only about formulation, basically in general, regarding the whole brand. They are really amazing. They listen to the distributors, they listen to the people, they want to do the best for us, and these people are my safe place. So I know when I implant pigment into the skin, I know from the long-term perspective, it will be the safest option for my clients. That's why I love Clinita, and that's why I decided to switch to Clinita. There is a lot of people always asking me, why did you change your pigments? You have been using these kind of pigments before and these kind of pigments. Just simply because I trust Clinita the most. That's why. So I hope you understand my point of view. I hope you have enough information from this video to maybe buy some pigments, try them by yourself. If you have any questions, you can ask me down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video where I will talk about different mixes regarding brows, regarding lips. I will talk about reach, I will talk about ray packs, I will talk about a lot of very important things I didn't know before they exist, but Clinita really gave me a lot of knowledge I want to share with you, and I hope you will be so excited and as excited as me. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!